Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the narcissist and why we start a relationship with them, which is because we need a savior, and how they ultimately, backhandedly, actually show you how to save yourself. Watch this video. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're new, please click the little subscribe button, the bell to receive notifications when I release new videos. And if you've been with us for a while, thank you so much and welcome back. So today I'm going to dive right in because this title probably triggered a few of you, right? The narcissist is your savior. But this is the thing we have to understand. The only reason we fall into these narcissistic relationships is because we're actually looking for a savior, someone to rescue us from our unresolved childhood wounds, from our inner feelings of not being worthy, of not knowing how to know that we're worthy, of not knowing that it wasn't our fault, that we weren't loved the way that we needed to be loved. We are looking for someone to save us from the unhealed childhood wounds, the inner work that really it ends up guiding us back into. And let me explain this. So I've had multiple people validate this, right, in their own experiences. And today was no exception. In my inner work group, holy cow, we were on fire. We have to understand that we are looking for a savior. You are looking to be rescued from your life in some way. And I was going to say something specific, but it's actually some other way for most people. We're looking for someone to rescue us from our situation that feels scary, that we think we won't be able to do on our own, that we think we won't be able to achieve on our own, that we think we don't have enough confidence to be who we are. The narcissistic person love bombs you into thinking that you have that you have a real sense of security, safety, and confidence, but it's actually false. And we know this because the love bombing turns into devaluation, which turns into discard. And so we fight even harder for that love bombing phase to come back or to make up again so that we can start to feel those feelings of being whole again or feeling loved or feeling claimed. And ultimately, every single time I've ever coached anyone in a relationship like this and helped them out of a relationship like this, the answer is always the same. Wow. When I started to have real boundaries, right? You guys know this. When you start to have real boundaries and when you start to try to implement those new boundaries instead of questioning everything you say, instead of questioning everything you think and feel, instead of questioning all these red flags, we start to pretend that we trust our flags and actually take that action step towards seeking it out. I'll give you an example. I had a client today who told me that she had broken up with someone because, first what happened is she was getting all red flaggy, I guess, because he was doing strange things. She thought he was talking to someone else. And as soon as she brought it up to him, he's like, you're just jealous. You're just whatever. And she's like, this has happened before. Maybe it's me. I go, or is he actually doing something to create your jealousy? She's like, I don't really want to find out, but let's try. So then she goes and she does her research and she actually meets up with him and he says, I've been dating someone. And I said, so can you start to own that your instincts are correct, even if he's trying to gaslight you and crazy make you out of your true feelings? So once she saw that that was true, that he was doing these things, and then started reading his texts and seeing the ways that he was treating her, she's like, oh my gosh. She could see that he was no longer this false idol, but she could see what he really was instead of this fantasy projection of what I hope he is to help me rescue myself, right? To help me save myself, to be my savior. And what you ultimately learn, this woman included, is that this person is not what I projected onto them. They are not this savior. They never are. But they're also not this fantasy. But when you look at why you needed them to be the fantasies, because you needed someone to save you, but ultimately what they did is they made you realize you can save yourself by not projecting your power outside of you onto someone else anymore, but to own the truth of you that, oh my gosh, I do deserve better. Now let me tell you part 2 of this woman's story. After this guy was like on dating apps while they were dating and doing all this weird shit, a week later, gets a message from someone that had messaged her way before she even dated this guy. And this guy took her on this amazing date, got off the dating app after their first date, by the way. She didn't even ask him. He didn't even tell her. She just figured it out. She's like, why am I attracting this great stuff? I go, this is an example of you changing your inner world to not be a match with that shit anymore. You just raised your value. You just said, I'm not going to date someone who's on dating apps after we started dating. I'm not going to allow someone to gaslight my emotions. I actually need someone to take me out and show me a good time rather than this breadcrumb shit. And this guy came in and he's a reflection of the value you gave yourself. So you are now a match to that. And she was like, it happened so fast. I said, because you didn't need the false idol, the false savior. You realized saving yourself means owning your worth, claiming your value, saying, I deserve better than this. And as soon as you claim that, universe is like, yeah, good. The universe supports those who support the truth of who they are. And what I mean by support is it'll bring into your experience exactly what you're vibrating with. I know I deserve this. So when you look at the first guy that she attracted, she still wasn't believing her red flags from past relationships. She still wasn't really truly claiming what she was worthy of or valuable as. She wasn't doing that. She was still looking for someone to reflect to her worth rather than saying what her worth is and seeing that being reflected. Really take that in. So the narcissist is actually saving you from projecting your power onto another fantasy, onto another lie, onto another person that you put all of your power and all of your abilities to feel worthy in. When you go through this, you can't ever do it again because now you see, oh my goodness, this person is not at all what I created them to be in my head because I thought I needed them to save me from my insecurity. In fact, I saved myself from insecurity by not giving all this power to someone else to define me. Take that in. Guys, just so you know, Emotional Rehab is open for enrollment. We start March 1st. We have live calls every single week for 12 weeks. If you have to miss it, it doesn't matter. They're all recorded. There's a gazillion videos in there. Video lessons, guided meditations, EFTs, inner experiences that I guide you through, all the things. So please check it out. It is on discount until, I don't know, a couple weeks from now. So please check all of that out. Also, just write me a message below if you have any questions. If you can share this with one person, it could help. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.